staple for any kitchen. You don't have to be Italian to make this, but I'm telling you, when you eat it, it makes you more Italian. We're gonna make marinara sauce with spaghetti. It's fast, it's simple, it's so easy. It gives you a phenomenal tomato sauce. It's a great way to make pasta, really any time of the week, any time of the year. First thing you're gonna need, guys, are tomatoes. You know me, I like a San Marzano. Hey, how you doing, right? I use a Cento. There's a lot of different varieties out there. This is from Italy, it's organic. We're gonna use two 28-ounce cans, San Marzano whole, peeled. That's my favorite, that's what I got. And then we're gonna puree those down to make them exactly the consistency that we like for our sauce. The way I like it is the right way to do it. You may do it differently, but you're wrong, I'm right. I'm just saying, okay? I'm not trying to start a brawl. I love you guys, just saying. Now we wanna kick it up even more. I know, we're gonna get some Cento, we're gonna use some tomato paste. So tomato paste, what they do is they take tomatoes. I'm gonna do it someday, I've never done it. You lay out your puree tomatoes, you strain it, you puree it, you lay it out on a table, and just over the next couple of days with the sunshine, it dehydrates and you get a paste out of it, and it intensifies, just intensifies the flavor of tomato. It's tomato on steroids. I guess it would be like Arnold Schwarzenegger tomato sauce, passata, puree, something like that. Also, in my haste of the enthusiasm and excitement with the ingredients, I did not specify how much tomato paste. We will use 3 tablespoons of tomato paste for our marinara sauce. Okay, on with the video. Marinara does not have a lot of like herbs in it, but it does have a strong oregano in it. So we're gonna use 2 teaspoons of oregano, dried now. All right, couple more things. We're gonna want maybe 5 or 6 leaves of basil. Basil is always strong on the nose, you know, the perfuma. It's light around the tongue, but I'm going to show you how to use this. We're going to use some garlic. We're going to use about maybe 7 to 8 cloves of garlic, depending on the size. I'll show you how to prep that. What I love is a shallot. So we're going to take, you know, medium-sized to small-sized shallot. There's probably 2 hearts in here when I open it up. But we're going to take a shallot, and we're gonna mince that up nice and small. Hit that with the garlic. Molto delizioso. Olive oil, you're gonna want a few tablespoons of olive oil. Salt, you're gonna need some salt. Well, salt is the flavor of life, right? So what am I gonna use? I'm gonna use some French sea salt. French sea salt is briny, it's organic, it's got minerals, it's good for you. And, you know, let's be honest, it's sexy. I told you this before, you know. I think the Italians are sexier than the French. But, you know, I mean, there is a little something to say with that French accent. I'm just saying. You're going to need some pepper, fresh ground pepper, probably a good teaspoon of that. We'll talk about that when we get making sauce. Pasta. We got 1 pound of pasta. Today, what do I got? I got the staple for any kitchen, especially American kitchens. We got a spaghetti, you know what I'm saying? And I've got the medium-sized spaghetti. And last, we're going to use some Parmigiano Reggiano. There's the rind. Oh, I love. We're going to use the cheese just to finish it off. We're not going to use it in the sauce. I'll tell you what helps this sauce come out molto buono is when you subscribe to the channel. I know, I got to find different ways to segue this. So hit the subscribe button. I'm so excited I can't talk. Give me a thumbs up. Hit that notification bell. That way any videos we got coming out, any new recipes, travel tips. We got a lot going on the farm this summer out in Italy, Puglia, Italy. It'll come right to your notification box. And like I tell you guys every week, it really means the world to me when you subscribe to the channel. All right, welcome to the Familia. On with the video. Let's get cooking. My trick is onions always take a little bit longer than the garlic. So I'm going to start with my onion first. Take my shallot. I want this to be really, really small. So just give it a couple slices this way. And then we're going to come across this way. I've got my cast iron pan. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin Italian olive oil in there. Oh, that's beautiful. Green gold. Now put your onion, your shallot right in there. Coat everything with the oil. Give it a nice stir. I like to cover it up to speed up the process. Off to the garlic. So we're going 7, 8 cloves, maybe more. You're looking for a certain size. So I always think about the size of your thumb thereabouts would be 1 clove. That's my guide. Now it's peel time. Give everything a good whack. Now, guys, on our garlic, we're looking to make this nice and small. Little mince it. You can even use a press. My press is in Italy, so we're just going to do some nice thin slices. Kind of like Goodfellas with Paulie. You guys remember that, where he took the razor blade? Ray Liotta was like, hey, that's a really good system. I'm going to go across this a couple times to get it as small as I can. Onions have cooked down. Give this a stir. Onions will get sweet when they brown. Garlic gets a little bitter. So in this case, just get it a little bit above warm. And what you'll notice, my little trick is the garlic could get tender. When I push down on it, like right now, it's still pretty firm. But in about 3 minutes, it'll be beautifully tender. Well, the oil's nice and warm. I want to get some black pepper in there. So I'm going to put about a teaspoon of black pepper. And what that's going to do is that's going to cook it down, release all those beautiful oils from the pepper. Takes a little bit of the bite out of the pepper. Actually gives it a nice buttery flavor. Softens the flavor of the pepper, which is great. 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Now the garlic's almost ready. With everything warm, I'm going to add my 2 teaspoons of oregano. Oh, that smells good. And that's dry. Why do I do that? Because what it does is the oil will actually penetrate the oregano and it warms it and it gets the oils out. And it married, oh, I'll tell you, the aroma right now is unbelievable. And give that a nice stir. And just let it really low heat now. We're on like a light simmer. And just give that about 2 minutes. Now we're in the Nona's kitchen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. And I'm literally going to put that in this. That was a little light, so it's brush your teeth time here. I'm just going to go ahead and finish the tube. Now, why do I do that? Because the tomato paste is raw. And we're not going to cook this sauce for very long. But I do that anytime I add tomato paste. I always add it to my sofrito. It'll cook the rawness out of the tomato. And you're going to see it. It'll just blend. So you'll cook this down for about 2 to 3 minutes. Now our 2 cans of San Marzano. You see all that in there? I don't want Nono to come back and haunt me for the rest of my life. So it has to be clean. I don't like to rinse them out with water because it waters down my sauce. I try to get it no-no clean. That's pretty close. It's important I get it no-no clean. So now my trick here is to grab a whisk. I got to break apart those tomatoes. You can get in there with your hands if you want. I'm not telling you not to do that. I find this works better. Now I've mixed this really well, broken it apart really good with my whisk. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some whole leaf basil. I'm not going to cut the basil. What I'm doing is I'm looking to get some flavor from it. There's a little bit from the can, but I want to put that on the top and I want to submerge it, but leave it whole. Now we want it to warm up. I want to get it just to a bubble. I want it to simmer for 30 minutes. So as soon as I see it start to bubble, I'm going to give it a stir. I'm going to put the cover on it. I'm going to stir it about every 5 to 10 minutes. Now we're going to simmer for 30. We'll be ready to go. Now I'm going to get my water going. So I'm going to get my water for pasta, put it on a low. I'm going to put some salt and season it up. So when this is almost ready, I can put my pasta in. Then it's a time to eat. You know what I'm saying? All right, talk to you guys in a few. It's been about 30 minutes. Oh, look at that. Is that beautiful or what? Turn the heat off. That is just perfect. Find your basil, pull that out. I'm going to take an immersion blender. Give that a minute. Molto delizioso. I've got my pound of spaghetti, durum wheat water. That's it. Finito, right? And guys, beautiful dish, Makenzie Childs. We're an affiliate for Makenzie Childs, so take a look at the description down below. Any of the dishes and bowls or cookware that we offer, we actually get a small commission on anything you buy through our affiliate link. So please help support the channel. Put our pasta in. A couple of tips for great pasta. A lot of water, season it well. Get the water nice and hot and stir frequently. That way your pasta won't stick together. The other good news on that is you get a lot of starches in the water, which is great if you need that pasta water to finish any of your sauces. Dried pasta takes about 6 to 11 minutes. And the tip to great al dente is to pull it out when you think it needs a little bit more time. Right when you think, oh geez, it needs another minute, that's when you want to stop. Remember, it keeps cooking. Plus you want to have that nice bite, that nice chew to your pasta. Pasta is done, guys. Beautiful. Another Makenzie bowl. I'm going to just throw like a teaspoon of olive oil in a bowl. This is my little trick that Grandma taught me. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my pasta out and put it right in there. Beautiful. Don't worry about a little pasta water. That's fine. I took a little basil, chopped it up. Sauce is ready to go. My pasta is ready to go. I've got my dish. I'm going to go ahead and grab a little pasta right there. Beautiful. A little Parmesan Reggiano. Hit it with a little basil. I have not tasted the sauce, I swear. Oh, look at that. That's hot. Here we go. Oh, the aroma. You get the tomato. I mean, it just like hits you perfect. Little bit of the garlic, olive oil, pasta. It doesn't get better than that. You know what I mean? Absolutely perfect. The pasta's cooked beautiful. The tomato sauce is just perfect. It's pureed just right. It has that faint flavor of our shallot, the garlic, the oregano, the intense flavor of the tomato, the cheese on the top with a little bit of the basil. Oh, man. It gets better and better with every fork. Now, I'm going to tell you, that is awesome. I think it's my favorite sauce. I say that. I say that every time I have a sauce. I got to make all 10 at once and then try them all next to each other. I don't even know if I could decide then. Guys, thanks so much for joining me in my kitchen. Make sure you follow our 10 sauces over 10 weeks. This is a good one, I'm telling you. This one here is simple, it's fast, it's easy. It's something that'll stay in your family, hopefully for generations to come. Guys, make sure you subscribe, give me a thumbs up, hit the notification bell. And my last tip, guys, every week, just remember, shut off the cell phone, the television, the computer, even just for a little bit. Spend some time with your mom, your dad, your grandparents, if you still have them, your aunts, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters. I know, you wanna, I get it sometimes, but I'll tell you what you'll do. You'll celebrate your heritage, whatever that is, doesn't matter, right? And even more importantly than that, you're gonna set traditions of love that last you a lifetime. I know they did for me. Hey guys, from my kitchen years, until next week, mwah, won't have to do so.